What if one day, on a seemingly ordinary day, you could wake up and begin getting ready for work at an orbiting station that assists humanity in extracting energy from the sun? At your home, you have your personal robot who prepares your coffee. Then, for you to go to work, you won't need any jeepneys or any other usual transportation. Instead, you'll use your transport capsule and it'll take you just a few minutes to get to your destination. Your hangout would not be in a nearby cafe, rather on a neighboring planet where the galaxy's top chef lives and prepares one-of-a-kind meals. Sounds strange and ambitious, right? But how would you feel if such a world existed? Today we'll take you through 6 different levels of civilization. Fasten your seatbelts, for this is going to be an amazing and exhilarating trip. Are you ready? Let's get this started. Nikolai Kardashev, a Soviet scientist, developed a scale in 1964 that labels global civilizations. The scale is based on humanity's level of development. He came to the conclusion that society's advancement is dependent on 2 factors: energy and technology. To understand clearer, more technology is needed to make more energy, and more technology means more new energy can be harnessed and transformed into different uses. Unfortunately, despite humanity's success in the field of science, we are not yet fully developed. The iPhone and Amazon, for example, have yet to reach the first level of this scale. Actually, we're still at level 0 in this global civilization. The question is, how much effort do we need to put in to get to the first level? According to global energy consumption data, we've only reached 0.16%, indicating that we still have a very long way to go. Do you ever imagine what our lives would be like if we ever reached level 1 and even farther than that? Well, we'll go through it one by one. Level 1. Only by learning to extract energy from everything on the planet will humankind be able to reach this level. But if we manage to do this, we will be able to manage natural elements and calamities, including earthquakes, tsunamis, and the force of gravity. Additionally, because we will be able to harvest energy from everything around us, we need people to do the work. Thus, it is likely to develop new professions such as ocean wave electricians and continental plate tamers. Isn't that more exciting to do than be a part of a managerial position? In line with extracting energy, humanity would also be able to harvest electricity from nearly everything around us at this level of civilization. The difficulty of charging our devices across a network from time to time will be resolved. The batteries will always be fully charged. This will lead to the creation of more electric automobiles, which will eventually transform vehicles into an ideal environmentally friendly mode of transportation. Rain won't be so ordinary because it can generate a special charge that can be used to heat homes. Who would have guessed that with access to advanced technology, forest fires will be used to help restore the Earth? This is possible because the technologies will be used to provide energy to water and nourish trees planted near the burned forest. Even better, we'll finally stop taking minerals from the Earth's interior, allowing us to stop degrading our home planet. However, in comparison to Civilization Level 2, this is still not quite much. Level 2. At this level, mankind will be able to control the sun's and the entire system's energy. This might sound quite grandiose, but the truth is there is someone who already discovered a way to do this. Freeman Dyson, an American physicist, created a sphere that bears his surname, the Dyson sphere. The Dyson sphere is a massive shell-like structure, and what I mean by massive is that I'm talking about a galactic scale that encompasses the sun, in which its primary purpose is to extract energy from the sun. People will occupy not only the Earth, but the rest of our solar system's planets as well. If aliens and Martians are real, they will be like neighbors to us. They will be like any other citizens from another planet who can travel in for a visit on an intergalactic low-cost airline. Yes, something like this could exist if humanity will be able to reach level 2, but this is still far from perfection. There is so much more to be had. Consider what we could accomplish if we could dominate our entire galaxy, meaning that all of the stars in the Milky Way and their planets would give their energy to humanity. This is level 3. At this level, all of the galaxy's energy is fully controlled and utilized by humanity. That means instead of relying on just the energy of the planets, we can also use the energy of the stars themselves. With that, we need to create 1,000,000 Dyson spheres to be able to extract that huge amount of energy. And with that huge amount of energy, it is the same as saying humanity is now the true master of the world. Excursions to the Dyson spheres system would be possible for students. Moreover, every 4 light years, a galactic soccer championship will be organized where players would gladly prepare for the competition. It's important to remember that a person's average life expectancy at this point is practically limitless. This is because the energy can now be stored not just in material medium, but also in each individual. Each of us is a small battery that needs to be recharged on a regular basis. However, even routine supper will become different. It can be a method to pass the time and spend it on other things rather than a requirement. The Kardashev classification stops at level 3, but science fiction writer Helge Kotz modified it by adding extra levels to the civilization classification. Get ready, because we are going to the next level, level 4. The energy is gathered and generated at this level from all possible galactic superclusters. Here, not just the Milky Way has a Dyson sphere, but all of the other galaxies. At this point, humans are the absolute ruler of everything in existence, at least for the time being. But of course, more is found on the next level, level 5. At this level, humanity will have access to all of the energy that can be found in the universe. Each micron, for example, will be capable of charging your smartphone. Civilization begins to not only draw energy from everywhere, but also to modify the rules of physics at this time. This would make Newton's laws practically useless since they can be easily altered, and thus they would no longer be taught in schools. Alternatively, Isaac's mathematics may not be that useful since, by comparison, humanity may consider the apple that fell on his head not that much of a big deal. But hold on, it doesn't even end there. There's still more, and it's a lot more interesting than the levels described so far. We're now at level 6. The most important concept to grasp at this level is that humanity will be able to illuminate the stars. This is the same as saying that even if the sun went out, humanity had the capability to relight it. How can they do this? Well, they could use a massive defibrillator and resuscitate the star. It is at this level, the final level, it may appear as if humanity will achieve godly power and control the universe. I understand that these 6 levels of civilization appear to be too grand and spectacular. Therefore, you may be wondering how realistic they are. On one hand, the chances of humanity reaching even the 2nd level of civilization are still quite unlikely, and this entire concept can just serve as an excuse to write a new science fiction novel that people will want to adapt into a film. On the other hand, we know that roughly 500 million years ago, humankind evolved from primitive beings to intellectual beings. Moreover, we cannot deny that it was once a privilege for individuals to simply watch themselves. But take a look at humanity today. We've come a long way already. With your smartphone, you can now find out what's going on anywhere in the world, and for the most part, it's free. Numerous technologies currently exist to assist us in surviving everyday life. We can say that the pace at which we're evolving is growing faster. According to Raymond Kurzweil, a futurologist and Google's technical director, a technological singularity will occur in 2045. He went on to say that the technological singularity would be about humanity turning the Earth into one huge computer that will accelerate progress. It will happen so quickly that a scientific breakthrough will occur every second. We have no idea what might happen. Perhaps one day we will be able to control the energy of the entire galaxy without difficulty. It could happen in a few decades. Perhaps as we go through any of these levels of civilization, our current environment will appear primitive to us one day. I believe that science and man's desire for knowledge will open up possibilities that we have yet to envision. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please click the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are posted. And as always, thanks for watching Ponder This.